Hey Lawn Journey friends, it's Russ. Today we're going to give Turfmend a whirl. Stay tuned, we're going to do a before and after. Hey guys, it's Russ. Welcome back to Lawn Journeys. Today we're going to be testing the Turfmend product. This is a relatively new product. It's kind of like a Scott's Patchmaster. It's designed for patch repair. Turfmend is a professional grade mulch and seed patch system. And to be disclosed, Turfmend did send me this bag to test. I did not purchase it, but I'll give you my honest review. I'm always patching. You guys know I did some patch with some Scott's seed, peat moss, and Scott's lawn soil a couple weeks ago. And we're about 3 weeks into that, and I'll share a picture of how that's looking. 3 weeks in. What I'm going to do with the Turfmend is I'm going to patch a similar area where there is no grass right now. We will follow the instructions, and I'm going to do a 3-week comparison on that. Turfmend is a combination of mulch and seed. Repairs bare spots rapidly, enhances moisture and nutrient retention in all environments, improves plant growth throughout lifespan, and absorbs up to 3 times its weight in water. The directions for this is to remove dead grass, apply Turfmend evenly, keep moist to ensure germination. It's made in the USA, so you gotta like that. And it has what they call their Yellow Jacket Enhanced Seed Coating. It's my understanding that the seed coating also aids in germination because it helps retain some water around the seed, and I understand that it may have some starter fertilizer in it. This particular blend is their Kentucky Bluegrass blend. However, there are 4 varieties of bluegrass, 3 varieties of ryegrass, and of course the yellow coating. There is 0% noxious weed seed, because there's nothing like introducing weeds into your lawn when you're doing a seeding project. I'm also about to start a thatch and overseed myself, and I will be using another product. It's the GCI Turf Kentucky Blue. It's the Blue Heat blend. That's the seed that I selected, and I'll be overseeding at about 2.5 pounds per 1,000 square feet after I do my thatching. Turfmend is also now partnered with GCI Turf, and you can get this product with GCI seed. There are other blends. Obviously, I'm a bluegrass fan. I will put a link to the website for Turfmend. Again, they sent me this bag for free, but I'm not an affiliate. But go visit the site, check it out, and give it a shot. So anyway, we're going to open the bag. We're going to inspect the contents. I'm going to spread it in a area where I currently don't have grass. I have a couple patches that need to be reseeded. This bag can cover up to 95 square feet, so I'm going to see how far it goes. And we're going to zoom ahead and do a after, so don't go away. All right, so as you can see, this is the back area of my turf in my backyard where I don't have a lot of good grass coverage. The instructions on this are to rake the dirt up and then apply the seed. So let's take a good look at this. So the Turfmend, we have the yellow jacketed seed in here. We have the compost material. I'll take a closer look at it in my hand. And we're going to apply it evenly. We'll do a number of areas here. I prepared the turf. It's partially shaded back here. And there are other areas that are maybe more full sun. All right, so as far as follow-up goes, I am going to monitor the situation, water 3 times a day. And when I push this video out, it's gonna be when it's adequately grown. So I wanna make sure that it's establishing itself, and then I'm gonna share with you the timeline and let you know how long it took to where it's gotten to, or not. So this is the progress 2 weeks in with the Turfmend product. As you can see, I am getting germination. And it's coming up rather nicely. Let's check another area. So the Turfmend has started taking root. And it's a nice little product. Everything's mixed in the bag. Starter fert, seed, and the peat moss material, which keeps it moist. It's definitely a quality way for doing small patching, and I would use it again. Okay, team, it's Russ. This is a wrap-up for the Turfmend application that I've done. As you guys saw, I got a very good result, 2 to 3 weeks after my initial application. The one thing I can say is any kind of patching, it's very important to prepare the soil. You got to break up that hard soil, even if you got to grab a shovel and dig a couple inches down, really soften it up. Apply your Turfmend product and keep it wet. If you don't keep it wet, it's not going to work. And it's not Turfmend's fault, and it's not the fault of anyone else who mixes their own concoction. You got to keep it wet. I've been watering 3 times a day, that area that I showed you. And I've also recently just completed an overseed project here, and I've been watering 3 times a day for the first 2 weeks. I just knocked it down to twice a day. In fact, my sprinklers are probably going to go off in a minute, so I'm going to finish this up. But anyway, going back to the Turfmend, do I recommend it? Yes, I recommend it. It's convenient. It's got great seed in it. It's got starter fert. You have your peat moss mixed in. It's a one size fits all. You can go out there, prepare your soil, put it down, keep it wet, and you got a patch. Is it better than some of the other products? I'll be honest with you, not necessarily. There's some pluses and minuses. Turfmend is probably, competitive. And I think it all comes down to how much area do you need to patch. Do you want to get it pre-mixed, or are you going to go out and do your own thing? And you can link above. Earlier this summer, I had an area on the side of my house where I had a lilac bush that I pulled out last fall, and I cleaned it up again late spring this year, pulled any remaining roots out. And I did my own patch. And what I have done for years is I go get the Scott's lawn soil, which has some starter fert in it. I use my preferred seed. I put that down, and the key, the whole trick, is the peat moss on top. And then you keep it wet. You got to keep it wet. If you're not going to water it, I don't care if you're buying Turfmend, you're buying Patchmaster, it's not going to work, and it's nobody's fault but your own. So you got to keep it wet. So that's pretty much it. I like the product. And like I said, I think it comes down to convenience and cost and how much area do you need to patch. That bag that I had covered quite a bit. So, it's not a bad solution. If you have to do some major patching, then maybe you're going to go your own route and you're going to do what I did in the spring, and you're going to get the lawn soil or the starter fert and the peat moss in your own seed. And you may have a monostand that you have in your yard, or certain cultivars, and you don't want to take a chance of, introducing something else because you're a purist, and that's okay. So then you do your own thing. You don't have to use those products. Recently I've had 2 videos where I've just completed an overseed project here, and I used GCI Turf Blue Heat this year. I decided to kick it up a notch. I wanted to introduce, I guess a better cultivar, something that will, from the literature I've read and reviews that I've seen, does better in the summer heat. Will I overseed with that product again next year? I don't know. I may overseed next year with a rye and a fescue and a KBJ, because I already have a salad bowl here. So anything's possible. But guys, get out there, get it done. Fall is here. It's really nice out here today. In New Jersey, I think it's about 62 degrees probably, and we're somewhere around September 20th right now. It's great weather for cool season lawns. Like I said, my seed project, my seed's been down for 3 weeks, and it's coming up. My overseed in my lawn is coming if I get down there and look at it. Some areas where I thinned it out with the thatch and the scarifier, I can see the new seed. So I've introduced a new cultivar into my turf this year. Now I know it's not going to transform overnight, but the lawn's coming around and the weather's looking good. So like the channel if you haven't, because I'll be doing a catch up on where I am and what my turf looks like since I've really put a hurting on it with the overseed project, but it's coming around. So I hope you guys are on track getting your renovations done, whether you're doing an overseed, a full renovation, or if you're just doing patches. And if you're doing patches, what are you using? Are you using Turfmend? Are you using the Scott's Patchmaster? Are you doing your own mix? Or is there something else that we haven't talked about? I'm just curious, let me know. But by all means, Turfmend, I want to thank them for sending me the free sample. Again, it wasn't a paid thing. I gave you my honest opinion. It works, it works, it's convenient. If that's what you need to do, go out and get it. Will I ever use it again? Yeah, probably. If I got, a couple small areas and I don't want to go, hauling home dirt and peat moss and all that stuff, I'll go get some more Turfmend. I think it's good, and especially now that it has the GCI turf seed that you can get in it, which is what I just did my overseed project with. So that's pretty cool. There's so many options out there in the DIY universe. And we're having a great time here. People maintaining their yards. I just ran into a neighbor down the street today when I was out running. He was out on his lawn with the roller, and I was like, I know what you're doing. Actually, I saw him out there with his Earthways dethatcher last week. And I'm like, I got the Sun Joe. I just dethatched and overseeded mine. He had the roller. He's like, you could have borrowed it. I'm like, I would have loved to have used a roller to push the seed down. Maybe next year he offered it to me, so that's cool. And we talked about maybe splitting an aerator next year, doing a rental. I haven't done that in a while, but I did, like I said, I did the thatching and the scarifying, which in a way was my way of opening the soil up a little bit, at least to get the seed into it. So, hey, there's so many people out there that are other lawn nerds like us, and they're living right around you. And it's funny, I'm out here spraying my lawn with Next products. I did a humic treatment today, and someone else stopped me and they're like, what are you doing? What are you putting down? And your lawn looks great. I'm like, telling them what I'm doing, share the information. I'm like, and I'm no expert because, tomorrow you can wake up, half your lawn is full of insects and the other half has fungus. I mean, even though you try, there's no guarantees, man. It's nature, right? You can't predict the future. We try our best, we enjoy it along the way, but you can't be defeated when something doesn't go your way. You just got to roll with it, like everything else in life, right? Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, slap the logo at the end, whatever you got to do, because I invite you back to view the rest of my journey this year. Having a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys next time on Lawn Journeys.